In 1995, a builder in England jumped down onto a plank. A long nail shot straight up through his boot and burst out the top. He looked down and saw the nail impaling his foot, sticking out through the leather. The pain was so unbearable that the smallest movement made him scream. He was rushed to the hospital, sedated, given powerful painkillers just so the doctors could pull the nail out. When they finally removed his boot, they found something impossible. The nail had passed cleanly between his toes. It had never touched his foot at all, not a scratch. The flesh was perfectly intact. But the real lesson here is far stranger than one man's lucky escape. He felt agony, real, screaming, drug-requiring agony from an injury that did not exist. His foot was fine, and yet the pain was completely real, not imagined, not faked. His brain manufactured genuine suffering out of nothing but a belief about what should be happening. So here is the question that should unsettle you. If your brain can create real pain with no injury, then what exactly is pain? And where does it actually live? You think you know the answer. You think pain lives in your body. You touch a hot stove, the heat damages your hand, and the pain shoots up your arm to tell you about it. Simple, obvious, and almost entirely wrong. Pain is not a message your body sends to your brain. Pain is a decision your brain makes about your body. Let that settle for a moment, because everything you feel, every ache, every sting, every burn, was built inside your skull and then projected outward onto your flesh, like a film cast onto a screen. To understand how strange this is, start with what actually happens when you get hurt. When you cut your finger, the nerves there do not send pain anywhere. They cannot. They send raw electrical signals about tissue damage. Scientists have a specific word for this. They call it nociception, the detection of harmful stimuli. It is just data, a nerve firing. There is no pain in that signal at all, any more than there is sound inside a radio wave. That signal races up your spinal cord to your brain, and only then, after your brain receives it, weighs it, interprets it, and decides what it means, does pain appear. The pain is created at the destination, not at the source. Your finger does not hurt. Your brain hurts on behalf of your finger. And if pain is built by the brain, then the brain can build it differently depending on what it believes. This is where it gets remarkable. The strongest proof comes from soldiers. In the Second World War, a doctor named Henry Beecher treated wounded men on the battlefields of Italy. He noticed something he could not explain. Soldiers with horrific injuries, shattered bones, torn limbs, often reported little or no pain. Many refused morphine entirely. Yet back home, civilians with far smaller surgical wounds would beg for relief. Same tissue damage, wildly different pain. Beecher realized the difference was meaning. To the soldier, the wound meant something. It meant survival. It meant being sent home, away from the killing. To the civilian, a wound meant disruption, fear, a threat to a normal life. The body's injury was just data. The brain decided how much it should hurt, based entirely on what the injury meant. Your brain is not asking how damaged am I? It is asking how much danger am I in? And those are not the same question. Think about what this means for your everyday life. You have surely noticed a bruise you cannot remember getting. A real injury, real tissue damage that produced no pain at all, because at the moment it happened, your brain decided you were not in danger and simply never bothered to generate the feeling. The damage was there. The pain was optional. This is the part almost nobody understands. Your brain is constantly making predictions about your body. It does not wait passively for signals. It guesses what is about to happen and prepares the feeling in advance. A researcher named Lorimer Moseley, one of the leading pain scientists in the world, describes pain as a protector, not a detector. Pain is not there to report damage. Pain is there to change your behavior, to make you stop, to make you protect the part that your brain believes is threatened. Moseley knows this personally. He was once walking through the bush in Australia and felt a small scratch on his leg, the kind you would ignore. He kept walking. It turned out to be a venomous snake bite that nearly killed him. The next time he felt that same scratch on the same leg, His brain produced excruciating pain instantly. The stimulus was nearly identical. The injury the second time was trivial, but his brain had learned that this sensation meant deadly danger, and so it cranked the pain up to maximum to force him to stop. Same body, same nerve, a completely different verdict. So pain is not measuring your tissue. It is measuring your brain's best guess about the threat to your survival, and like any guess, it can be wrong. Spectacularly wrong. Consider phantom limb pain. People who have lost an arm or a leg often feel agonizing pain in the limb that is no longer there. They feel cramping, burning, twisting in fingers that do not exist. How can a missing hand hurt? It cannot, of course, but the brain still holds a map of that hand, and the brain can generate pain in that map, with no limb, no nerves, no tissue at all. The pain was never in the hand. It was always in the brain. The missing limb simply makes that undeniable. Now turn it the other way. If belief and meaning can amplify pain, can they erase it? This is the secret behind one of the most studied phenomena in all of medicine, the placebo effect. Give a person a sugar pill and tell them it is a powerful painkiller, and their pain genuinely decreases. Not because they are pretending. Brain scans show that a placebo triggers the brain to release its own natural opioids, real chemicals, dampening real pain. The expectation of relief produces actual relief. Your brain was holding the off switch the whole time. It just needed a reason to press it. And there is a darker mirror to this, called the nocebo effect. Tell someone a harmless treatment will cause pain, and it will. Warn a patient that an injection will sting badly, and their brain will deliver a sting far worse than the needle could ever justify. Your expectation does not just color the pain, it builds it. So step back and look at what all of this is telling you. The pain you feel is not a readout from your body. It is a story your brain is telling you about your body, assembled from tissue signals, yes, but also from memory, expectation, emotion, attention, and meaning. Two people with the identical injury can live in completely different worlds of suffering. A wound that is healing can hurt more than a wound that is fresh. A part of you that no longer exists can ache, and a foot with a nail beside it, untouched, can deliver the agony of a foot that has been pierced through. None of this means your pain is fake. This is the crucial thing to understand. The builder's pain was real. The phantom limb pain is real. Your pain is real. Real does not mean it came from your tissue. Real means your brain built it, and a feeling your brain builds is the only kind of feeling there is. Which leads to something almost hopeful. If pain is constructed, it can be reconstructed. People living with chronic pain, pain that has long outlived any injury, are increasingly being treated not by fixing the body, but by retraining the brain, by slowly teaching it that it is safe, that the alarm can be turned down, that the danger has passed. The pain was learned, and what is learned can sometimes be unlearned. So the next time something hurts, remember what is actually happening. Your body is not screaming at you. Your brain is making a decision. It is weighing the signal against everything it knows and everything it fears, and choosing, in that instant, how much you should suffer in order to keep you alive. The builder stood in that hospital, screaming over a foot that was never harmed. We tend to hear that story and think, how strange, how rare, what a freak event. But it is not rare at all. It is happening inside you right now with every sensation you feel. Your brain is the builder. Your body is the boot. And the pain, all of it, every time, is the nail that was never really there.